I guess on my hair, she look all right. And with that actually sitting there like this creams, and I had to have them, sis. All 5 of them. Here, I just had, we're gonna discontinue it, but I had to pick up their book of shadows, honey. Color grade makes cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. Wow, so serious. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's Torrence here, and in today's video, which I'm putting out a whole lot earlier than I expected, but I had to, honey. We are playing with the Inspired palette by Adept Cosmetics. First off, let's get into this packaging, honey. But that ain't what's gonna sell you. That ain't what you're looking for, honey. It's this color story here, honey. She is gorgeous. You all know greens are my favorite eyeshadow color. My favorite. So I had to pick this up on the very first launch from Adept Cosmetics. The thing is, they have announced the very last restock is coming later on today, and I had to get my tutorial up for you all to let you know whether I honestly recommend you pick up this palette. Because just because I like a color story, just because I like a brand, does not mean I recommend something to you all. So if you all would like to know my honest opinion on this palette, because she's $68, honey, you're gonna have to wait to the end of this tutorial. But if you want to know how to achieve this gorgeous look, we can get into it right after swatches. And leave it up to Adept Cosmetics to top off everything else that I've seen so far. You all know packaging is just as important to me when it comes to reviews as that formula, and online I am quite sure this looks absolutely stunning. Green is my favorite eyeshadow color in the makeup industry, so for them to give me a green, like look at this, a green case, gold trim, I had to have it the day it launched. And once inside, things are even more beautiful. We have 10 shimmer shades, a mixture of multi-chromes, duochromes, and metallics. We also have 5 mattes on the bottom. And look at the fact that most of those mattes are green, honey. My favorite color. I cannot believe we finally got a palette like this. This palette is limited edition, which is why I wanted to hurry up and get this up for you all, because I'm quite sure I'm going to love it. But baby, it's those swatches that got my heart jumping, so let's get into them, because I know those are going to be gorgeous. Now tell me, Adept Cosmetics did not do their thing with this one here. You know, normally I try to break palettes up into 2 separate segments, but I had to figure out a way to get all 15 shades on this one arm at one time, and baby, I am ecstatic. Look at this color variation. And baby, some of these shades are coming off much prettier than I thought they would. Oh my goodness, baby. I think I might even have to come a little closer. Let me see if we can come up for y'all. Like, get into this color. Get into these shifts. Look at the texture, the pigmentation, honey. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting all of this. I done got myself, you know what? I'm about to have heart palpitations. So let me go ahead, grab my brushes. Y'all grab y'all's, because we about to get started. Because baby, look at this one more time. Let me come back for y'all. Look at that, honey. Absolutely gorgeous. Baby, let's get into it. When I tell you, it is late in the afternoon. You all have been absolutely loving my last tutorial for the Pat McGrath Mothership 5 tutorial. I'll leave that up here. Baby, been unreal, but I was tired. I've been putting out videos, trying to do them like every day, every other day. Ended up taking a nap, taking a painkiller, and baby, look, 7:45 at night, honey, and I have not gotten this video up. So we're gonna try to get this up first thing in the morning because we are well rested. We are well rested, and we ain't got nothing else to do tonight. So we're gonna try to get this up. But tomorrow we're gonna be tired again because tomorrow we on a birthday, and I'm gonna turn up and do another video for that. But we done talking. Let's get into it. As with all tutorials, all tools and products used will be in the description bar below. If I forget to mention anything, check out there. Lids are prepped, and get into this. Ain't no point in lying, we might as well just call it now my favorite packaging from the brand so far. But It's all about this performance on whether I'm gonna recommend her or not. So we're gonna grab our largest, fluffiest blending brush, and we're gonna start off with this shade here, Cyrus Vange. We're gonna use that as a transition shade throughout our entire crease. And baby, colors like this usually are extremely pigmented or extremely patchy. We're gonna find out, but we're gonna tap our excess off first, start off low and then blend up, and just off rip. I'm not sure if y'all can see that because I got a yellow undertone to the skin, but I can see that there, and she looks beautiful. I just need her to, I can already tell she gonna blend. My thing is you gonna build, sis? Because that's gonna be the determining factor, huh? That went through real fast. I didn't need much. I honestly could have went in with my brush loaded, but I wanted to be on the safe side. Y'all know I always try my best to make a look as good as possible. So we're gonna go back in, pick up some more color, and we not gonna tap it. Actually, yeah, no, we're not gonna risk it. We're gonna tap it off. Gonna go low again and try to build this up. Okay, she looks like she builds. Let's come through. Okay, and then I want to remind myself that this is just a transition shade, so I don't need her to do all of the work. And because she is coming off nice and light, we're gonna buff her up and out as high as we can. I may even go in with one more layer just because she was so light. And this time we're gonna put her up as high in the crease as we can get her. Okay, okay. And I think that's all we're gonna do. And you definitely seeing that more on camera now than you were before. She looking gorgeous. And because this is a green palette, greens are my favorites and I want to do the most, we're gonna pick two different colors for the crease. One for the inner half and one for the outer half. For the inner half, we're gonna go with Martin Summers right here, this bold green one. And for the outer half, we're gonna go with James Holder, this grungy green here. And just like we before, we're gonna tap, tap, tap off our excess. We can always come back in for more. And we're gonna start this on the inner half as low as we can get her. And we're gonna build her up to see what she gonna give as pigmentation. And I think y'all can see that already. Yes, ma'am, y'all see that? Come on, Phil. I wanna keep this low because I don't want it to take over the transition shade. We want to build up that color first and then we can start to diffuse the edges later. We don't mind bringing it up, but we want to remember, keep that transition vivid. Keep it going. Okay, okay. I'm going to go in and do this again because you know I want to see if she's buildable. We'll tap you off. Low in the crease. Okay, okay. This color is really smooth. Keep it low first, then slightly raise our brush to diffuse the edges. We want to make sure every color we take the time to put down gonna show up, honey. We ain't putting in all this energy and effort for everything not to come through. Honey, everything that RSVP got to show up to the party. And you see, we still got space on the back half, so I'll be right back. With this shade here, James Holder, I definitely need to tap off that excess because she is a grungy color, and although I love them, I know that can take over. So we're going to start low on the outer end and buff our way up. Okay, I want to see if y'all can tell the difference between that. It's honestly coming off, I think, yeah, y'all can see a difference. I'm like, she's coming off like a darker version of Cyrus Vange. So let's get that one going. She's not quite as easy to blend, but it looks like she's building a lot easier. But we want to take this up to the halfway point. Get some more. Tap off our brush. Lower end, come on up. Okay, you see that? Okay, now we definitely got two different colors going on. You can tell how that deepened it up on this half for sure. I say go in with a slightly smaller brush, then build her up, because you see she comes in kicking. I had to mess this up about 10 times trying to say this name. Edward Rasmus. We're going to take that shade right here, and we're going to use this on the outer half of our crease to deepen things up. I'm going to go in with the smallest amount because I don't want it to take over. We're going to tap that off, and we're going to start this off on the outermost point. I'm just pressing this in as low as I can get it, as far down in the crease as I can get it. But I'm trying to get most of this product off on my brush right here first. I don't want it to go up higher than the crease though. Keep it real low, buff it real slow. Okay, yeah, see, she's slowly making her way up there, but I do not want this to get to that front half. And we're only going to do it with this one layer because I don't want this color to take over. I think y'all starting to see that come through. Yes, ma'am. That's enough of me. Gonna cut our lids with the NYX glitter primer. Gonna just make sure we get everything on here. I'm not necessarily worried about cutting my lids. I want to go rather high though, just because I want as much space as possible. But my main concern is just covering everything up, honey. Debating on whether I want to cover up that outer V simply because I did just put it in there. It was mostly just to make sure that my brush wasn't coated when I blended things into the crease. I can go a little bit higher now since I realized that green go way up there. Write me a little bit more. And I'm just really putting it in the socket, going as far back as I can and as far over. I'm saving just the tiniest amount of space in the outer V, just simply because it's dark there, but I'm not really worried about that. Honey, I am just going back and forth because I am not sure what I want to wear. Everything looks absolutely gorgeous. So, because I want to keep this green, I know those other colors is popping out at me, but I'm like, this is supposed to be a green look. I want to see how many of these greens we can wear together and if they're going to make a similar look. So I'm going to take this shade, Daniel Brickwell, and put that on the inner half, and Nelson Ravick, and put this here on the outer half. Got my silicone applicator loaded, and baby, we're going to see what she look like with this color here. This is Daniel Brickwell. And I gotta remind myself, Torrence, only cover the front half. Do not let this take over. Okay. She's cute. She definitely looks much more sheer on the eye, baby. Look at those reflex. I'm not sure if that's coming through for you all. Let's look at that. I'm gonna go in and see if I can do a second layer of that and see if she builds. And she indeedly does. Yes, ma'am. That definitely looks more like a medium than a full. Nah, I wouldn't give her a full coverage, but a nice strong medium, weak full coverage, nah. So she builds like a dream. Okay. Now I flip my silicone applicator over. We have Nelson Ravick on this side, and we're just gonna fill up the rest of the lid with this color here. Honey, I don't even have to blend it. You can tell that's a different color right there. Oh my, and y'all know I love me a nice jewel tone green. So the fact that she came out swinging with a bat, yes ma'am. We want to connect this to that outer end as well as diffuse that line in the middle. Gotta go in and get me a little bit more. I usually find this easier with a brush, but we already know Adept Cosmetics shimmers apply much easier with the finger or silicone applicator, and I'm just not a finger person because I got long nails, honey, so that don't work. But get into that color there. Ooh. Boo. Baby. Yes, ma'am. That inner half is nice and sheer. And she got a reflect going on. She looking like she got a purple coming through on camera for me. That outer half is nice and deep. Oh my goodness. Yes. I gotta remember which side of this I'm using because I'm like, baby, I don't want to get the wrong color in the wrong spot. I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, this is all we're gonna do for the lids. You know, we're going for sisters, not twins. So I'm gonna cut away, finish off the face, and when I come back, I'm gonna show you how we're gonna finish off the lower lash line. Alright, you guys, we are back, and I'm telling you, I've been having fun off camera. If I forget to mention anything, just check out the description bar below. But baby, I ain't gonna say I almost forget. Just based off this tutorial, I had one idea in mind, but I remembered my wife Rihanna's birthday is at the stroke of midnight, and I'm gonna be turning up then. Although I'm gonna be editing and getting all this done for y'all, we can't forget my baby. And every year, I love to do a green eyes red lip for her birthday simply because Rihanna has the most gorgeous green eyes in history. She's known for her bold red lip. And I'm like, Torrence, this is not a Fenty Beauty tutorial, but you gotta do something for Fenty. You gotta do something for your baby. So once again, I am wearing the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation. This is in the shade 345. I also wore this for my previous video. Which one was that? The Pat McGrath Bronze Seduction. So you can check that out for this. Probably gonna do a tutorial for that since I've been testing her out for the week, and I'm like, it'll be the next one in line. It'll just be easier. For the eyes, I am, which one is this? Testing out for the first time the MAC and Padma collection. I believe I bought like a lipstick, this dual-ended eyeliner, and either one or two of the eyeshadow palettes. Never tested out any of the items. Finally using this, and I must admit, this green side, she's in the color Mossy Green. Yeah. She's limited edition. The packaging is absolutely stunning, and that's what makes me hold on to her. But no, she's blue on one side, green on the other. If this blue side is not immaculate, more than likely I'm going to be able to declutter her because I have some fabulous green eyeliners. Even my NYX $3 one performs better than this. It's just, this is the prettiest packaging. So I want to keep her, but that blue has to perform in order to do so. What else? For blush. Y'all know I keep this blush right here at all times. This is my Serafina from Juvia's Place, but she got a pink tone to her, and I'm like, Torrence, we are not doing pinks, we are doing reds. You need something darker, something bolder. Her sister, she stays neglected because she's always in the drawer. Bella, the only other single that I believe they've put out for blushes. I honestly wish they would take all of their colors and make them singles, but look at her. She's a nice, I would call her a neutral brick red. Although she looks much more bold and colorful than what she is, she comes off more neutral than what you would think she is. I have her on here and she's beautiful. I just wanted something that lets me know that I'm wearing blush, and she's there. And because I figured I already had red going on, I know I wanted a bold red lip. The thing is, it wasn't until I had already put it on that I realized this red is darker than what I was going for. I absolutely love the formula. My dear, oh my God, absolutely beautiful friend Heather Austin sent me 20 of these. I believe right now they just released 8 new shades, but I'll leave the unboxing for the original 20 right here. They were fabulous, and I've been going through them, and I realized, Torrence, you never tested out any of the reds. Although I purposely did pick up this one, I didn't think she was gonna be that dark. This is the shade Dahlia. She's gorgeous. And they actually, I believe the brand has 1 or 2 reds darker than this. So I thought I was going to be okay, but she bold, she out there. So it lets me know next time to either put something on top of this or go a little lighter. But I like her. The thing is, what really got me in my feelings, because I wanted to get this tutorial up for you all to make sure it's in time if you want to purchase it. But Adept Cosmetics has unfortunately let it be known they are discontinuing the Amunet palette, honey. I love this palette. I have a tutorial up for her. I'll make sure I leave that up there above as well. The thing is, my favorite shade from the brand is in this palette. Look, like, I understand greens are my favorite, so you will look at this and be like, wait, Torrence, it's not much green in here, but this palette is so perfect. Anytime I use an Adept palette and I always think, wait, I could use an extra shade, this palette just pulls it off for me. And today what I went in, my favorite shade Hathor right here, and I have her on as a face highlighter. You see I have that slight green hue going on with the nose right there. Also right here for the cheek, I want to see if you all can catch that green shift going on. She is gorgeous and I love this shade. Because I'm wearing green, I wanted to make sure if I'm going to tell y'all about the Inspired palette in time before it sells out, I wanted to make sure I let you all know. If you do not have Amunet and you want this palette, please go pick it up because once it's gone, it's gone. There will be no more restocks, but this is not about Amunet. This is about the Inspired palette. We still got some more of this eyes to do, and I'm sitting back looking like, what else we gonna do? Lower lash line, inner corners, and brows. So let's get our brushes. Because I want to make sure we use all 5 mattes in today's look, we're gonna buff out our lower lash line with this shade here, Hannibal Bates. I'm gonna take that and we're gonna go as wide as we can, honey. I really want that color to stand out. And we're gonna tap this off because although we want to blow this color out, we don't want fallout that's the color green on the lower lash line. We're going to take this from the outer end and work our way slowly up to the front. I just want to make sure this green stands out. I want you to truly be able to see this color. And it's definitely a pale green. There's no doubt about that. Not even sure if she's going to show up on camera, but you can definitely tell you put something there. Can y'all see that? Oh, I think y'all can. Okay, come through, sis. I didn't think you was going to show up. We're going to do another layer just because I want my under eyes to be bold and green, honey. As long as it look buffed and blended and don't look like nobody punched us, we good to go. Because this color is so light, I really want her to stand out for the next color we're going to put down. Like, smudge her down, sis. Oh yeah, I know y'all can see that even without me trying to show y'all. Baby, let's get into it. And because I know I want something that's going to give us some color, some depth, and a shift, we're going to go in with what shade? This shade here, Jason Broder, and we're going to use this with another pencil brush, and we're going to smoke that out on the lower lash line. That color is darker, but I really want to see what she looks like. Now, we really want to be careful with this because this is a shimmer, so I'm going to tap off my excess, and we're going to start on the outer end, and we're going to buff this in really slowly. I just want to see how close to the lashes we can get it and if that shift going to show up on camera and in person. Okay. Color's starting to come through, but I'm going to have to go in more than once. This is a small brush. And I think this is one of those colors where we're going to be able to see that in person, but I don't think y'all going to be able to appreciate that on camera. I think you'll be able to see that it looks more smoked out, so it's definitely giving more depth and dimension, but I don't think with this color being that dark, y'all going to be able to tell the difference. Like, you can look and see that this eye is a lot lighter than this one, so it is giving a dramatic effect, but you all don't get to see the color shift that I get to see in person. And the last step, because you know highlighting my inner corners and my brows is my favorite, I think we're going to go into this shade here, Isabel Rokev, and we're going to use that for both areas. And I'm hoping that this color is light enough to give us a beam. If not, we might have to go in with a different one, but we're going to try her out. Let's see. Okay, I think she gonna get the job done. As y'all seeing that? I think the base color may be a little dark, but I think the sparkles and the shift on her comes off nice. She look cute, but honestly, I wouldn't be mad if we had something just a tiny bit lighter. And now we're gonna take what's left and use this to highlight the brow bone, and I wanna be very careful with this. Trying to get mostly the sparkles there because that base color is blue and she's honestly darker than what I already have up there. You see that? Yes, ma'am. But you can see how that blue came through and just slightly deepened things up. But the color still fits and it's gorgeous. Alright you guys, we got this gorgeous look going on, but we gotta lock everything in. So grab your setting sprays because I'm about to grab mine. And you know the routine, honey. Let's get into it. Fix Plus to give us a glowy do. All-nighter so things will last all day. Cheap fan, expensive breeze, good times. I'm going to give this a few more moments to dry and I'll be back to give you all my final thoughts. And here's the final look. I want to go ahead, give you all a full face view of things before I give you all my final thoughts. And I'm here to tell you all, I wasn't sure about it, baby. Telling me you coming out with a palette bigger than all your other ones, more expensive than all your others, would I be able to recommend this? Honey, I'm too excited. I'm too happy and I'm here to tell you all I love this palette. I keep looking down at my eyes like, hunty, get into this look. This is absolutely beautiful. This is stunning. When I look at it, the first thing that's coming to mind is, baby, this look like Melt Cosmetics Gemini 2.0. I know they came out with a Gemini 1, they came out with a Gemini 2, but that Gemini 1 is one of my all-time favorite palettes, and the look that I got from this today got me going like, honey, oh my goodness, look at the way these greens are shining on you. I love greens. Greens are my favorites, and these are beautiful, honey. They are gorgeous. They are stunning. I told y'all in my last video, nobody does neutrals like Pat McGrath, and nobody does shimmers like Adept Cosmetics. These are fabulous. So if you are asking me, Torrence, do you recommend this palette? Ain't no point even waiting. Yes. Yes, I do. Please go pick this bad boy up. If you want it, if it's on your mind, you got to go grab it, because on the 20th, it is going to be the very last restock, and then she gone. She gonna be gone, honey. You're not gonna have a chance to sit back and wonder. Pick her up on the 20th if you want her. Get her, get her, get her. But y'all know I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I got to tell y'all everything. Pros and cons on every palette, because the chances are, unless you make a palette yourself, she not gonna be perfect. It's gonna be things about it you wish you could change. And although I love this palette, I feel the same way. I really think that they could have stepped this up just a little bit. So let's get into it. First off, for pros, this is now my new favorite packaging from Adept Cosmetics. The fact that, one, it's green. It has the decal on it. You have the engraving here for the brand, so I already know what it is. Baby, not only that, the largest palette you've all ever done. 15 gorgeous, beautiful shades, and I'm in love. Not only that, not only are they gorgeous, beautiful shades, they're in my favorite tone of green, honey, like absolutely fabulous. Another pro, you have multiple finishes. I know most people like just matte and shimmer. To me, I need 3. I love the fact that not only do we have matte, we have metallic, we have multi-chrome, and you have this shade here that looks like a duochrome. I'm gonna say a duochrome topper shade, but I know for sure we got 3, if not 4 different finishes in this palette, and it's gorgeous, 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 the variety you get. To know that we played with mostly the green shades today, you got a sheer more medium shade right here with sparkles, you got a deep dark jewel tone pigmented shade, I'm wearing multi-chromes, I'm wearing duochromes, I'm wearing mattes, it is beautiful. And personally, for me, I think depending on who you are, it's gonna go back and forth. Considering the fact the amount of finishes and the amount of shades we have, I consider $68 to be a pro. If you are someone who has a spending limit that you believe no palette is worth spending that much, then you may consider that a con. If this were just a average matte quad or something like that, or just your basic shimmer formula, I would say the same thing. But considering the fact you are getting more than 3 formulas, and plenty of these shades are multi-chromes, she's worth the $68. Now, for cons, I'm going to say, just for me, that very first con is the fact that this is limited edition, honey. Y'all was wrong for that. Y'all was wrong for that. Everybody I know who has this palette has all purchased it on a pre-order. I don't think there has come a time, if it was, I don't remember, where this palette was just up on the website and you can get it. I got it on the first pre-order. I believe they did a second one and they're waiting to ship all of that out. Then tomorrow, because this is going up on the 20th, that is the very last pre-order. You're going to have to get it then, and then she's going to be gone. And I really wish they could have had more time for this, because I know a lot of people would have loved to grab this palette, and it's basically forcing you to get it now before she's gone. And a lot of people don't have the money to just drop on a palette right then and there. So I know a couple people who told me like they really want this, but they're afraid that it's going to be sold out before Friday. And I don't know, honey. All I can say is I got her. She sold out every time, and I recommend trying to get her immediately if you can. Another con for me, just me personally, because I'm somebody who likes a cohesive color story, I really wish we could have gotten one more matte in this palette. I always try to look at things like, okay, how would someone use this palette and where would they place these colors? And when I look at the mattes, I figure no matter what your complexion is, chances are this very pale green shade here and this yellow shade will be either a transition shade or a lid shade for most people because it's that light. This green shade here and this one here are both about medium tone, so most people would use that in the crease. Depending on how deep you are or how skilled you are, you may even take these two as transition shades. And I felt as if you are somebody who really likes some really deep dark crease work or some outer V work, or you're somebody with a really deep complexion, the only shade you have for the outer V, or at least for my personal taste, is this shade here, Edward Ramses, or Rams, what is it? Edward Rasmus, that's what it's called. This is the only really true deep dark shade that you have. And to me, considering the fact you added these two blue shades here, you added these pinky shades here, I personally would have gotten rid of one of those and added a matte shade, so that way you have two options for transitions, two for crease and two for outer V's. To know each and every time I use this palette, this is my only option for outer V work. I'm always either going to be restricted to that or digging into another palette, and more than likely that's what I'm going to do. Because this was a first impressions, I wanted to stick to just this, and it doesn't have that. Another thing that it doesn't have for me is a inner corner highlight shade. The shade I wanted to use was this green one here, but I figured I'm already using a bunch of greens. I wanted to see if this shade was light enough. And to me, although she's beautiful, she doesn't quite get the job done for me. And it's like, considering she's also, I would say, the creamiest of all the shades. I believe all of these are powders. To me, this one has like a really wet, creamy texture to her. And I just figured we could get without her. And if you just truly told me, like, Torrence, how would you fix this palette if it were up to you? I would drop both these two shades right here and add two shades from the Amunet palette, because I felt as if this one could be a lot lighter as an inner corner highlight shade. And because she's blue, I figured we already got a pop of blue here. We don't need that. And because this shade here, she does work. She is beautiful. The thing is, she has a very chunky texture, and this is one of those shades where I feel as if you're going to have to work with her a little bit. She's going to go on, but I don't see this being the smoothest color ever if you have textured lids or you're not a fan of using your fingers. I think this shade may give you some issues, but once you get her on, she's beautiful. And just because we're here, I just want to show you all. I'm going to pop those two shades out really quick, because I want to show you what two shades I will put in their place just in case I had to, or probably how I'm going to use it behind the scenes. And the two shades from Amunet that I would add to this palette would be this blue shade here, Seth, simply because we have a shimmery blue and I want something else that's dark enough for outer V. This would be it. And because I want something really light, I would take my favorite shade, Hathor, because she's green, she's light enough for inner corner. As you can see, she was light enough for a face highlighter. So I'm about to pop those two in those spots and we'll be right back. All right, you guys. Now this is the palette that I have now come up with. And when you look at her, all of a sudden, by just taking out 2 shades, literally taking out this blue-green shift shade and that little pink shade, all of a sudden, this palette looks much more rounded and she looks like a blue-green palette instead of just a green palette. We still got a bright green here that is light enough to highlight any other shade in this palette. And now we have a deep option for the outer crease. Whether I want to go green, whether I want to go blue, or whether I want to create my own custom green by mixing this yellow tone with this blue, I have the option to do so. And I just feel as if this is a little more cohesive. So if you catch me using this palette behind the scenes, more than likely this is how it's going to be. But we need to end this video here because although she's gorgeous, the original is as well. And I want to make sure I get pictures of that. So we're going to go ahead, close this up. And once again, if you are asking me, Torrence, do you recommend this palette? Yes. Make sure you go pick her up because if you don't, you may not have the chance to do so. And I'm going to have to use her again just to verify. But I think so far we may have a new favorite simply because greens are my babies. All these green shimmers, all these green mattes, I cannot wait to get into them. I am truly excited. But in order to get this video up for you all, I need to shut my face and get to editing because I want to have this up at least by 7 in the morning. Normally, I usually have my videos up by 7 p.m. Eastern time, but it's already past that, and I know I'm about to turn up for a quick bit for Rihanna's birthday. It ain't there yet, so we're going to try to get all this organized and get it going, but Torrence, shut up in this video. So I hope you all truly did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, leave me a comment down below if you all picked up this palette. If you didn't, let me know why. Was it because it's sold out? Was it the price? Is it that you just truly don't have any plans on getting it? But if you do plan on getting it Monday, let me know. Let me know if this tutorial helped you all out. But we need to end this. So with nothing else, I hope you all remember to practice, continue to stay blessed, and until next time, goodbye YouTube.